This is Renee. She is one of our volunteers here at the Richmond Wildlife Center. She also became one of our permitted wildlife rehabilitators, and she's going through our wildlife care assistant training courses here at the Richmond Wildlife Center. We are getting our insect feeding started here for Valentine's Day. Thank you to all of those individuals who purchase insects after their nemesis, their horrible bosses, their exes, the mistresses, squeaky shopping carts, traffic jams, all the irritants in life. There are a lot of good ones. So I've got some hornworms here that folks have purchased. And Renee is going to go pick a name from our hornworm board. And we're going to feed the first hornworm to a possum that came in. All right, Renee, pick one of the hornworms. We've got more hornworm names I got to put on the board, but to get us started, why don't you pick one to feed to our possum?
Well, how about traffic jams?
Traffic jams? Do you like traffic jams?
There was a big traffic jam on 288 this morning.
Okay, traffic jams it is. Let's go get a traffic jam worm. All right, so we have an adult female possum. She has been hit by a car in the past and didn't get help. So she has old trauma to her face. We're going to try to feed these animals as we're working with them where we need to minimize their stress. So she needs her antibiotics and some eye meds. She has corneal edema and an ulcer. Shout out to Vetrix. We got your message about the new product for the amniotic powder to treat these old eye ulcers. And yes, we're on board to try it for this patient. So we'll be calling you today to see if we can get that shipped to help her. She's also on some antibiotics. She has frostbite. She had some abscesses. She's got some pretty bad teeth. So we'll be working to find some veterinary friends that might be willing to help us get her a dental. And we've got some eye meds. So I'm going to give her her meds first. All right, and we've got a hornworm. I'm not sure she's going to eat this, but we're going to try. So Renee, what is your hornworm's name?
Traffic jams.
Traffic Jam. She picked Traffic Jam. This hornworm is so big. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we're going to name this one also David. David's done some bad things. He was named several times. And a Sarah TF. So this one's big enough to handle 3. All right, let's see if she goes for it. Oh, okay. Gobbled that right up. Emmy, would you like to pick another hornworm name? Emmy joined us. If you're emailing our admin account, Emmy is usually the one that's getting back to you. Emmy also has veterinary experience moving here from California and South Carolina. She's worked with wildlife before, so she's a great asset to our team. She also is one of our permitted wildlife rehabilitators, and she's going to come over here and pick a worm and name it.
He shall be named Todd.
Todd. All right, Todd, you've been a bad, bad man. Okay. She likes her hornworms. Todd tasted good. Melissa, would you like to pick a name off the hornworm board?
Yeah.
And then come pick your hornworm to be named?
Yeah.
So this possum has some visual deficits. We're hoping that once we treat her and that ulcer, she was found circling in the road. So she was hit again, obviously, and she does have some visual deficits. So She's definitely having difficulty seeing, so that's why I click at her every time I approach so that she knows that I'm approaching. And here comes Melissa. If you'll come walk over here by Renee. Todd was good, wasn't he? So was David and Sarah. All right, step to the side over here so they can see you.
All right, this one is Travis.
Travis has been a terrible, terrible man. Here you go. Would you like Travis? Oh, Travis.
Oh, that was a quick one.
Emmy,
Yes.
would you like to pick one more for her?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to get the little bits. Actually, why don't you,
So proud of
there's some really big ones in here. Why don't we pick maybe 3 more for her because she seems to love the hornworms. So possums, in a season, they can eat 3,000 to 5,000 ticks. They're not necessarily foraging for them through the forest, but what happens is as they're walking through the forest, they're very nomadic. Ticks get on them, and believe it or not, possums are very clean animals. They prefer to stay clean. So they're constantly grooming. Actually, she's getting ready to groom her paw now. And as they groom themselves, the ticks that are on them, they're eating them. So believe it or not, they can eat 3,000 to 5,000 ticks in a season. So they're helping in the fight against Lyme disease. So you're gonna clean. So they're very beneficial. Here we go. We'll do one at a time. Who's the
Okay.
first one? Try to get the big. There's some really big ones in
We're
there.
doing three more? Or?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Give her the big ones.
So this is Chris.
Chris.
That's a male name.
Man, these boys have
He
been
could
bad.
be a girl or a guy. You never
That's
know.
true.
That's right. It could be a girl. Yeah, there are some female Chris's out there. All right. Here's Chris. Oh, you don't like Chris? Oh, okay.
Chris is delicious.
While she's chewing up Chris here, another interesting fact. Researchers have been wondering why possums do not succumb to anything venomous. So they can get bit by a copperhead, they can get bit by all kinds of venomous insects and not succumb to them or have a major adverse reaction. So scientists actually were looking at their blood and they actually found a protein in their blood that prevents the neurotoxins and the venom to be absorbed throughout the body. So researchers are now extrapolating that protein and creating a universal anti-venom for you. So possums in the future, regardless of where you are in the world, you could be bit by anything venomous, and a possum is going to be the one to save your life. So, who
Next.
is the possum's not going to save today?
Emily.
Emily!
Yes.
Oh, Emily has been a bad, bad girl. You're a good girl. Here, here's Emily. Oh, get you some Emily. There you go. Is Emily good?
Say so.
Now, the reason I'm talking so much to this particular possum, we would not normally do this with our wild patients, but her vision is such that while we are doing everything we can to rectify her vision, there is a significant chance that she is going to be non-releasable. So we're also assessing whether or not she would be a good captive animal ambassador. We've recently lost our possum that was an animal ambassador, and so we're also working to assess that if in fact her vision is such that it would render her non-releasable, which should be good as an animal ambassador. And so we're getting to know each other. We have one more?
Yes. We have a. I'm gonna pick one out here. This one is named Dennis.
Dennis. Dennis the Menace.
Yes.
All right, sweetheart, here's your last one. Should have put your meds in these. Here. Eat Dennis. Oh, Dennis is good. Naughty Dennis. All right, we might see her a little bit later. We're going to let her go back to bed, and check back here in the next few minutes and we'll be posting another video feeding our next animal. Thank you for your support in helping us feed these patients. We would not be here without you. We receive no government funding. We're a nonprofit that's also a licensed veterinary hospital for sick and injured wildlife, and we would not be here without your support. So thank you for supporting our wildlife patients in the Richmond Wildlife Center.